Deadpool and Wolverine, the third installment in the Deadpool franchise, and the only installment on the big screen of the MCU. So let's talk about it. Okay, so Deadpool and Wolverine, a movie that a lot of us have been waiting for, and a team up we have been so excited for. Like, let's just be real. How long has it been since we've wanted Logan and Deadpool in the same movie? It's been so long. And when they announced it, I was so excited for this movie. The trailers looked great. I was just like, give me what you gave me in the first two Deadpool movies, and I will be happy. After watching this movie, I can say I had an absolute ball with this movie. This movie is, I am surprised I didn't walk out of theater with soaking wet pants because I pissed myself from laughing. Because this movie is hilarious. What Deadpool is, and the way that they make fun of things in real life and in different universes, it's just top notch, man. It really is. And it's just like, there are jokes in here where you're sitting there and it's so hard to not just crack up laughing. Like, your jaw gets sore from laughing. That's just how funny this movie is. There are so many moments. The comedic timing of Ryan Reynolds is just, oh man, that man, if he wasn't an actor, he'd be an absolute outstanding comedian. Because he is so quick-witted, and just the line delivery, the expressions, just the body language, it just adds that element of depth to it. So that was great. Hugh Jackman back as Logan as Wolverine. It's like he never left. And then you add in the chemistry between him and Deadpool. I mean, it's everything we wanted to see. Like, just those two on the screen together, bickering back and forth. Oh man, it's something I've been wanting to see for so long, and it just lived up to the hype. It really did. Now, the action is actually really good in this movie as well. I think it was incredible. And then you throw in the blood and gore, and I'm glad that they didn't shy away from that. This one is very bloody and gory. And the final act has this really, really insane sequence that was just beautiful to watch on the big screen, on the IMAX. It was just brilliant. And just everything about that moment, that scene with Wolverine, with Deadpool fighting, it just elevated the movie to another level. Now, there are cameos in here. I'm not going to spoil who's in the movie, who makes an appearance or anything like that. But I felt like they got the balance right here. Because, you can throw cameos in. I don't mind a cameo here and there and all that. I just don't like the ones where they're like, hey, look, it's this person. And they just like try to use nostalgia bait on you and stuff like that, where that takes away from the story, characters, and main stuff that's happening and tries to get your focused attention on there. I mean, the Acolyte did it in the final episode. Look, here's Plagueis for 5 seconds. Oh, look, here's Yoda for 5 seconds. They had no significance to the story or anything like that. And it was just kind of like, what's the point of putting him in there? Now, there are some things in here with certain characters that have that, where you're like, oh, that's sweet. But the real main cameos that are in this movie actually have narrative purpose and serve the story and the characters themselves, and actually aren't just cameos. They have a little bit more to do with it. So I really, really appreciated that. And like I said, the balance was there. So it was never overpowered with nostalgia where you're sitting there like, oh yes, this is awesome because of this character. No, it was met halfway through where you're like, oh yes. And then you're like, mix it in, but you still care for Deadpool and Wolverine and it doesn't overshadow them or anything like that. So that was great. I really, really liked that. Now, the story itself, I really like what they did with the story and how it revolved around Deadpool as the character himself and what he truly desires in life. What does he ultimately want? And I thought that was a very, very good idea to grab that and turn that into the plot of the story. And then you throw in Logan because, I love it at the start. They answer the question about Logan's legacy because, that was the big thing. Like, why are they getting Wolverine back? Logan had like this perfect ending to his character, the perfect death. that movie is outstanding. Like, you're going to ruin the legacy if you bring him back. Well, like I said, Ryan Reynolds and that, they listen to that stuff. And he addresses that very quickly in this movie in a very comedic and funny way. And a bonkers opening sequence. But he answers that, and this Wolverine that we get in the movie is a different Wolverine that has a whole different side to his character and story that he has gone through. And I really enjoyed how they tie that in with the other Logans throughout the multiverse and with Deadpool and everything else and the plot of the story, how they really interconnected them and had them together as they went through their character arcs together. And then it makes that final moment, the big finale, just that bit more satisfying because you've gone on this journey with these characters. So I really, really like that. And like I said, they make fun of a lot of things in real life and in verse, and it's hilarious. It really is. Now, an issue I do have with this film, like I said, this film's not perfect, man. It's not a perfect film. I thought, look, the villain of the movie, Cassandra Nova, she is a bit one-dimensional. I would have liked to see a little bit more of her and, understand a bit more of her motives and stuff like that. Why is she doing this? What ultimately does she want? Why is she doing all that? She's just kind of there and evil for the sake of being evil. So I feel like that was a bit of a downgrade when it comes to villains of the movie. There is another thing with the TVA in here as well, because that's a big heavy thing throughout this film. So you have that again. That stuff is it just kind of complicates more things when it comes to the TVA stuff that we know from Loki and that. This kind of did make it a little bit more complicated with adding in certain elements with the timelines and other beings and stuff like that. That kind of makes you go, oh, what? Okay, so that's confusing in that. But hey, it's multiverse. It's never ever straightforward. It's always freaking confusing. The suits though, oh my gosh. The Wolverine suit looks so freaking good. I never thought it would come onto the big screen from the comic book and look good. But they nailed it. And the Deadpool suit just continues to be one of the best looking suits in all of superhero movies. It just looks so good. And then all the other characters that appear, loved them, loved their suits as well. And like I said, I mean, there's some characters that appear in here that I'm kind of like, whew, Marvel, you know what to do. So I like that. Like, dude, if you like the first two Deadpools, I feel like you're going to like this film. I really do. I feel like you're going to like it. It's what you expect from a Deadpool film. And it's hilarious. It's bloody. It's gory. And there is a post-credit scene that is hilarious. Oh, that post-credit scene is it's Deadpool. It is Deadpool in a nutshell. It's so freaking good. So I had an absolute ball with this film. I plan on seeing this again and again. I'm super excited to go see this again. But let me know your thoughts down below. What did you guys think? Smash it down there. Smash that like button. Click subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.